What's going on, my peoples? I go by the name of the Sorcerer, and I'll be doing a reading of what's coming next into your life. Alright? If it resonates, I hope it helps. If not, send it back to the universe. Energy's fluid. We keep on shining and we stay rising. So see what's happening. What's coming next in your life. Just been studying throughout the whole entire day and I feel an absolute buzz. Shout out to my partner. She's helped me create this buzz, you know. 3. The famous Sorcerer Shuffle. Alright, see what's happening. Interesting. Seriously, like, with this reading, for this specific person, it feels like you guys have this sort of, or this single person. It's all about your perception, and it's all about how you use your own vibrations to change certain aspects in your life. Because I truly believe, they say you are what you eat. I'm saying is you are what you vibrate. And for me, it's all about that change of perception and the way you think of things. Because from the reading that I'm seeing currently, it's about your nature not to really believe in yourself and not having the boldness to try and go for things. And the advice that I'm getting from sources that you must do, you know. And I'll explain as I get the clarifications, you know. And I think it's very important that you shouldn't feel like your past is somewhat defining your future, but you are letting that happen. And it's unfortunate, and I understand it. We're all in the process of learning. We're all in the process, of having to go through as the light has as you can see, I had these background lights, as you can see, and you know that, you know, this is not scripted. And you can see there's no light. But we shall continue. The show must go on, as they say. And as I was saying, right, it's all about your vibration with this, with your reading, excuse me. And it's a case of you having to ask yourself, like, why don't I believe in myself to go through where I need to go through? And in the reading, the theme of it is the 6 of Swords, and it's about you not having the mindset, or perhaps you're not even ready to make big changes in your life, as you've got the Chariot. You know, you've got the Chariot here as your advice, and it's all about you just going for it. You know, there's no such thing as like you know, having to just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And you know, if you keep waiting, it's that sort of habit of, when are you actually going to do it? Because you've been waiting for weeks. And those weeks could turn to months, and it could so easily turn those months into years, and you actually don't do it in the first place. So it's just saying, Spirit and Source is saying, just do it. You know, it's that, you know, go out of your comfort zone. That's it. I was trying to think in my brain, you know, what I was trying to say, and it was just getting out of your comfort zone, you know. it's that the fear of you not making, just making it as a whole, but it's all about you taking those initial steps. I think your next card is, again, when I keep saying it, it's that air of you not raising your vibrations and not having the knowing that you have it in the locker for you to make these changes, because you've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. And all I'm just saying to you is, like, all it takes is a singular cup of thought, of your emotions, having a bit of passion, let me just bring that closer so you can see it with the Four of Cups. Having that bit of passion, that inspiration that comes from within, If you don't have any type of inspiration when it comes to just yourself, you're not being able to manifest these thoughts, be able to make affirmations, the intent of having to go about and delivering, and for me, your challenge is about you delivering. This is an illusion. That what the roadblocks is basically that you have, which with the Ten of Wands, is basically an illusion. It's an illusion because you've put yourself already in a thought of like negative thought. So before you even make these movements, it's like you've lost before you've entered the fight. It's like that age-old adage of sports people. If you don't have any inner belief, you might as well pack up your bags and go home. And it's all about your belief and your knowingness to making these changes. Because these changes can really, really like give you the progression that you need, but it comes from the belief that you need to instill within yourself. It's that, like, for me, it's a case of you having to, with the Three of Cups, as you can see, having to connect the dots. I know a lot of people are saying, it's about, socializing, networking. But for me, intuitively, I'm saying that it's you needing to connect the dots, And it's about Source has left you clues. If we're talking about from the 3D, it's about in your life, there are ways to connect the dots. There are so many ways to get advice and tips and help that if you go on the internet and just go on Google and you just tap in, I need to help to, I don't know, fix my door, or I need help to fix something, or how to paint, just things like that. There are so many ways, and I'm only using these subtle examples because the broader picture of it is that you have the power and the sources, including from the sorcerer himself, to basically go in there and just research, connect the dots, even if you need self-help stuff, let's just say that you don't believe in yourself. Well, there are many ways for you to even go online and for you to find, belief. And that just comes within, that comes with practice, that comes with understanding that failure is not, it's not a bad thing. It's a case, failure is still trying, but learning, Again, for what's rocking the soul, it's your fear that whatever you have as an idea isn't going to come into fruition, But I think you need to forgive yourself with the Knight of Cups, right? Because you've got the Three of Pentacles, as I showed previously, in reverse. Oops, excuse me, in reverse, right? And what I'm saying is, I know you need to forgive yourself. Because I think you're taking far too much, like you're punishing yourself for no reason. And it doesn't make any sense whatsoever for you to even put yourself in that mindset. You haven't even tried to even attempt. It's just that initial fear, you know, and it's a case of you needing to release that. In the past, I think it's a case from your past section, as you can see over here, it's a case of you understanding that your idea of failure comes from a time where it stems from your family. You know, my intuition is telling me you've probably been, you've been picked on and you've been indoctrinated from a young age that, you know, failure is the sort of all or nothing, you know. And what I'm saying to you, it's a progression, you know. It's you still finding a way to learn in order for you to win. You don't lose, you know. And I think it's an idea that's been intrinsically and innately in you from a young period of time. It stems from family. You know, it's like I love my family, but I'm not always going to take everything as they say as, you know, gold. I take a lot of things as a grain of salt, because I learn through my own life and my own journey that I can make certain discernments and making better judgment through my own experiences, you know. Yes. And this is part in the past section, excuse me, with the five of cups and then a 10 of pentacles, excuse me. You've also, as another clarifier, you've got the 7 of swords, and you've basically had the time where you've had your own reality. You've cheated your way of your own reality because of that belief that you had in the past of things being quite intrinsic about failure. I think it's an unhealthy thought of not performing, because there's another day for you to do something you can improve, you know. What else? What's the crowning? I'm just looking at from the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, you got from the crowning section, you've got the Wheel of Fortune. And what I'm saying to you is this, in this section, is that everything, as I said to you, you are what you vibrate. So if you feel like you're in a low vibrating energy, like everything that will come out of you is from a low vibration. Even, you know, the way you speak, the way you behave, the way you move, and you're only going to attract the people around those low vibration energy. It's all about you raising your vibrations, because the moment you do raise your vibrations and turn that Wheel of Fortune upright from a reverse section, is then you will elevate yourself, you know. Could you find love during this time? There's a high possibility of finding your soulmate. But I think it's more about you raising your vibrations first and having that self-love. And then you'll be attracting somebody that's going to be in the same level as you elevate. You're going to elevate each other. So the key to this for me is basically raise your vibrations higher. And I'm going to say this about raising your vibrations. Self-love. Self-love. Self-love, self-love, self-love. That is the first thing that anyone should do. Because when it comes to self-love, you've got self-care. When it comes to self-care, it's that idea of taking care of yourself, because you're a temple. You need to look after number one before you can help anyone else or even love anyone else. Because if you're going into a relationship and you still have parts of you as old energy, you're pouring your old blood into a new relationship, and that isn't fair in your new relationship that you have with a significant other. But what I'm saying to you, it's all about self-love in this current time and raising your vibrations, you know. But as I said, love, as I said before, love is the highest frequency in the universe. And your own energy should be, yes, your own energy is the most highest frequency. It's the highest currency in the universe. So I'm saying to you is raise your vibrations. I just went on a tangent, but I just think it's very important for me to talk about self-love. All right. Incoming features, you've got the Page of Wands in reverse, followed by the Queen as an advice card. Queen of Pentacles, of course. Excuse me. And the reason that I'm getting this from today is this, and I'm going to be real with you. It's about you dropping certain beliefs and certain old principles that you have. They are fundamentally something that you can't bring forward, you know. And that's including you needing to drop certain things because you're currently having an anchor and why you're trying to ascend and you have all that weight from the past, and it's time for you to release, you know. Release these old energies and just let it go and just accept new ideas that's coming your way, you know. Feelings, when that happens, you're going to feel a sense of inspiration from the cards that I'm seeing, you know. But it's okay. Like, you have this in the incoming future as another clarification of the Eight of Cups, which is you moving away from old energies to new spaces of new energies of positivity. It's you saying enough's enough, I must go. And I see that you went from having roadblocks to having no blocks. And it's about you just going there and just keep going forwards, and just go with the energy. In your self position, you've got the Temperance card in reverse, followed by the King of Cups. And my intuition is telling me is that it's time for you to actually surrender. Yes, time for you to trust Source during this current time and surrender. You know, even if you don't see or don't have signs and synchronicities, you have to have the ability to surrender during this current time and trust for your faith. It doesn't matter if you're spiritual, it doesn't matter if you're religious. If you're spiritual, it's about Source, the universe, you know, all your divine guides, spirit guides, ancestors, you know what I mean. And if it's to do with your religion, it's about your God, who you love the most. And it's about having that faith of them guiding you throughout this time. And this is all a process, this is all a plan for you to become better in the situation. And during this time, it's a case not to be complacent, to have emotional control, and to be balanced during this time. The King is concise. The King is in control, you know, when he's upright. There's no time for complacency. It's about you continuing and controlling your emotions as you go through this time of not believing in yourself. And it's about you being present. It's about you being present. It's not forget about the past and not focus on the future. They're all a matter of your own ego. But if you focus on the present, you are currently dealing with the problems or issues that you have head on. You're in the trenches and you'll come out stronger. I promise you that. The people around you, they see that you're going to conquer whatever situation that you may go through. And you're going to do it with grace with the Six of Wands. It's a sense of like victory that you've struggled with. But you've become stronger out of this situation. There's no scars. There's just you becoming a stronger figure within your friendship group. I think a source of inspiration. But there's this element again of you not having that sense. You feel like you don't belong to the table or the chair. But it's time for you to sit in your power and own who you are. Because you've had to go through these difficult times. And I'm telling you, during this time, you deserve to feel victorious. Because I applaud you. I commend you. I think it's absolutely beautiful that you went through this transformation. You know? Right. The hopes and fears. Right. Justice. And you've got the Ace of Pentacles. To clarify. And it's a case, for me, I see it from a point of view that you may be going through some type of like debt or legality issues when it comes to money. My advice to you is make a payment plan. You know, don't go into default or bankruptcy. It's a time for you to basically take some responsibility. No, take all the responsibility to yourself and make sure that you make these plans, because at the end of the day, if you are wanting to get a house when you're older, if they're going to look for your credit, you see what I'm saying? It's all about looking into and sorting it out and being accountable and being responsible for your life, for your finance, and having to learn and getting some financial literacy as well. That's something that I would say. Okay, your outcome is the Four of Cups in reverse, as you can see, and the advice that I'm seeing is the Page of Wands. And from what I see, it's a case of you removing the aspects of self-isolation and removing the side of you sort of self-punishing yourself with the new ideas that you've incorporated in your life. It's a case of old beliefs are gone and they've been swiped and completely removed. It's a case of you bringing and instilling these new principles within yourself in your life. So that's the one thing I would advise you to do, is that in this outcome throughout this journey, it's about removing old energies and entering these new energies that you have. And it's a beautiful moment because it's a transitional moment. It's a period of growth. Yes, which is going to give you essentially like good problems as opposed to bad problems. You know, you feel more abundant. This, for me, I see the card of you being more abundant during this time. You know, and I think it's because you've limited yourself to these old beliefs of the lack of, whereas you're looking at things with the potential of, you know, what you can add rather than what are you losing. You know, it's that case of not chasing but attracting as well, you know. So it's just a change of perception, excuse me. And all it is a tweak. This ain't like a major, like, oh my God, big tower moment. But, you know, what's coming to your life? Good things are coming on a summary point of view. But it's all about you making these small changes, because these small changes could eventually become big changes. You know, small tweaks become big changes, big results, because it's all about your lack of belief. And that's because you've had this lack of belief and this low vibrational energy from a time from the past. And it's a case of you removing that and incorporating belief, first believing and knowing in yourself for your destiny that you are higher value and it's only right for you to. And that's when you start to gain your value and self-love. And that's when you start to bring yourself and elevate yourself, you know. But it all all starts from within. It all starts from within. Okay. Guys, I'm going to say love, peace, and light to you. It's the Sorcerer. I'll see you again. Sorcerer.